Hey, folks, welcome to Weekend Technical Analysis Update by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. This Weekend Technical Analysis Update is for Monday, August 2nd through Friday, August 6th, 2010. All right, folks, let's get into the charts. We're going to start with the intraday 10-minute chart. I've expanded it to include all of last week to show you a few key technical things in the charts. First off, I want to draw your attention to where we started the week. Basically, you started the week right here around the 110.30-ish level. Guess where we closed this week? You closed at 110.27. So essentially at the same exact level from where we began the week. So between all the volatility during the week, the markets ended essentially flat. Now, what does that all mean? I mean, technically speaking, is that bullish, bearish? Ultimately, right now, you could say that's somewhat of a consolidation pattern, especially because we went higher early in the week and then slowly sold off a little bit towards the end of the week. Now, the beginning of the week, even though we did go a little bit higher, a lot of the move higher was in the initial stages of Monday. This is Friday right over here, and again, you can see we closed right here. On Monday, we surged higher immediately, getting above the 111 level, and then for the next few days, we chopped around, going sideways and slightly lower by the end of the third day. So Monday, again, Monday surging up, and Monday just chopped sideways. Tuesday, we had that big gap up into a key level of 112.30. At that point, you sold off almost immediately and then chopped around. And this point, we started to make a little bit of a breakdown pattern. And for those of you that want to learn how to do this, this is so important. You have to look at the trend lines and do trend line analysis. This is one of the keys that we teach in the Research Center and in the Intraday Stock Chat. And what you can see right here, folks, if you connect the Monday late afternoon low pivot and the Tuesday 1, 2, 3 pivots, you get a beautiful little bit of a trend line. And from this point, we isolated the fact that you would be looking for a breakdown below this green trend line. So you connect the lows and you get this green trend line, and that gives you a breakdown possibility. And once you break that point, I did say in the Intraday Stock Chat in the Research Center as well that you would be heading towards the 200 moving average. And sure enough, look at that break point and look at how the market responds. A downward move into key support at 111, in spirit of bear flag sideways to slightly higher, and then a follow through move down all the way to the 200 moving average. And that gives you that first target that you were looking for in the beginning of the week or around midweek to give you the first profits on any shorts that you took off of the call for a possible breakdown through this trend line. All right, once you hit that, you expected a bounce. Now, the bounce was tremendous, but the bounce was also technically perfect because you gapped higher on Thursday up into a retrace back to the pivot breakdown line. So again, taking this pivot low, connecting it through the lows, notice how those lows, if you connect and just drag that line all the way out, look at the gap down on Thursday, the gap up on Thursday. The gap up on Thursday here takes you directly to that key trend line, which for those of us that know the methodology at In the Money Stocks, learning it through the Research Center or the Intraday Stock Chat, you know that that's a perfect shorting opportunity at that high. Sure enough, look at what the market does. The market starts to fall straight down. We go all the way down. We bounce off this little pivot low at the 109.50 level. Huge bounce off of that takes you back here. That actually creates a key little level, and then you sell off into the close down to the 20 moving average. The reason for this key level, and again why you should utilize it, is to use that trend line analysis to connect the pivot high again right from here now, connect it through here, and look at the gap down on Friday. The gap down on Friday takes us below 109. You never confirm below the pivot low here on Thursday, which again tells you possible reversal in the market. Market does reverse all the way to the upside. As you come up, where would you short this? I mean, just think about it. Look at what we did over here and how you shorted the retrace to the level right there. And look at how you gap down, rallied all the way back. You have this connected line, 1, 2, and then as you come up, that's your shorting opportunity right there. All right, see how it all comes back to these trend lines that you're creating on your charts. And this is an intraday 10-minute chart, but I'll tell you this. You can apply this to daily, weekly, monthly, 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute charts. Doesn't matter. It can be commodities. It can be currencies. It can be stocks, ETFs. Doesn't matter. It works on all time frames, on all different types of trading things. All right, so just be aware that that point, that's your short late on the Friday or right around that midday, early midday session. The markets do pull back. We come down here, and then again at that point you finally get a bounce. Then notice how the next time up we hit this white trend line. We hit it a couple times right here, then finally break through it, and that allows us to surge higher up to the 200 moving average. Also this pivot high right here. So again, 200 moving average, you see this 200 sloping up. That's your resistance up there. And then again, you have this little pivot top right there. You sell off into the close, pulling back to the flat line. So again, a lot of action in the second half of the week, and I want to draw your attention to that as well. Monday. Monday started out with a nice little up move, but really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you just had a very, very slow market. Volume was very, very light for those 3 days. Thursday and Friday, we got some volatility. Look at the swings comparatively from this pivot high to this pivot low, from this pivot low to this pivot high, and look at all the gyrations that you get in between on Thursday and Friday. So Thursday and Friday were a totally separate entity from what Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, very tight moves in the market. Yeah, you had a little up moves, you had little gap ups, but the gap ups and push downs and the gyrations were minor compared to what we saw here to here, and from here all the way back to here, and the gyrations in between. So keep that in mind, that again, early in the week seems to be quiet, late in the week seems to be active. Now, coming into this next week, and we're going to go to the further out charts. We'll flip to the 60-minute. I want to show you guys something on that as well. There's something very, very important on this chart. But on the 60-minute chart and looking at next week, Monday, generally, we expect it to be light unless something happens over the weekend. Right now, there's nothing big that's happened, but we do want to pay attention. Early in the week, China does have some big news. Ever since the Shanghai Index has started to rally, the U.S. markets have rallied as well. So be aware of that as well, folks. The markets, again, following the Chinese market. Keep that in mind going forward for the next multiple year period. That will be the case, and it'll slowly be tied more and more to that Shanghai Index. All right. Taking a look here, folks. Notice the gap down right here, or the move down here on the 60-minute chart going all the way back to early July or the beginning of July. And then look at this blue trend line. Look at the low on Friday. Here's Friday, and I can zoom in, but notice connecting the lows. And again, this is trend line analysis, hardcore 101, what In the Money Stocks teaches in their research center. And as you can see clearly, connecting this through these points and right through here, this gives you the exact level that we rallied on Friday off of. If this blue line breaks, and I will repeat this, if this blue line breaks, this market could have a possible major collapse in it. As long as this blue line holds, you look for this week to have a little bit of an up move, all right? Or at least until this blue line breaks. Once this blue line breaks, it's all off the table. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it all comes down to this slanted blue line. If you broke it, for instance, on Monday, then look for further downside, in my opinion. If you stay above it, continue to look for a small neutral to slight upside bias, continuing possibly towards late in the week. Remember, late in the week, what do we have, folks? We have the unemployment data and the non-farm payrolls. That is going to be huge. A lot of economic data. Earnings are essentially over at this point, but a lot of economic data this week you have to pay attention to. You have construction spending, ISM, personal income spending, factory orders pending home sales, ADP employment on Wednesday, ISM services, crude oil inventories, initial claims on Thursday, continuing claims on Thursday, and on Friday's the big day, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, hourly earnings, average work week, consumer credit, and so forth. Now, we will be doing a live broadcast in the Research Center on Friday for those non-farm payrolls. As they come out live, we will be covering them. Be there, be in that Research Center. You want to have that more profitable plays. Again, we continue to spit out every week profitable weeks in the Research Center and in the intraday stock chat. Join now. You want to get involved in that, folks. Just a quick look at the daily chart. You can see the daily chart. Again, I will not cover this. This is for the nightly analysis videos, 30 to 40 minutes in length, included in the Research Center, where we go hardcore and give you guys every play out there that we like and so forth. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. It's going to be another profitable one for In the Money Stocks. We hope to see you there. Take care.